Yo, man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me yo. Bustin' if you're coming at my head though. Fuck sexual innuendos. At the door like I'm coming for the rent. No, man's not running like I've got no legs. No, me, I'll bring it to you first. Not a coroner, but I bring it to your hearse. Man, I'm on full, man, I put you in the dirt. Man, plotting on the best and I bring it to your worst. Always had a comeback, no banter. I'm known as a serial ranter. Means I don't hold back, nothing, put hands up. My emotions might lead me to snap up. Wrap up something, no gift, not Santa. Do you know where you're from, don't matter. Anyone could be food, no platter. Have you wet man, let the thing splatter. Try no man, don't play that, don't play that. Been like that since way back, Man, roll around and spray that, Man, miss you, let's spray that. Yo, man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Man, pull up, ain't talking a reload. Bust doors, no need for a key though. Man, I take aim, but this ain't a free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Busting if you're coming at me though. Man, I take aim, no free throw. No, man, I'm busting if you're coming at me though. Bustin' if you're coming, no pull it out. Get a pun, but I mean no tricking out. Meaning if it's on, then it's on, stay looking out. On-site gas, so it's fire, no cooking out. Run, you insane, no bolting. Book for the wall, you're coping. You're a pump, only right, you're soaking. Not off the loud, bruh, brother ain't smoking. Don't know what you're chat for. While you're front, have you running for the back door? Man took offense, why you forget?
Ninjas in pajamas, Team Liquid. They are choosing their weapons right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the draft of game number 1 of this first series in the group stages. I am actually very curious to see what is going to happen, what is going to change in terms of what we see online. That's been 3 weeks. People have figured it out a little bit, maybe in the meantime. We are at some point going to talk about the patches, or the lack thereof, rather.
The 11 letter patches of 7.22 or
I think we're at H.
8. Yeah, we're at 8 or something. Yeah, H.
7.22H. It's been a while since we were at an H. And by the way, speaking of Gunner and his Ember Spirit, his Ember did indeed get banned by Liquid.
Yeah. Take out the Ogre.
We were thinking what happened to our boy Ogre. Like, he didn't get nerfed that much, but we don't see Ogre at all.
So they take the SD, so now what? You take either the Kunkka or the Mirana, or maybe even both? People really like having their setups. I feel like every time we see like the ODs/SDs, we see teams just take away the combo, so you can't just always set up for your easy arrows or whatever it is.
And now that Mirana is back, like, Kunkka just feels like an insane hero. Do we all agree it's like one of the... He's a top 2 hero, right? Or,
yeah, he is.
After how many nerfs?
A lot.
I can't believe how broken he was, like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Dude, think if Tidebringer, if the cleave still worked on denies, like how, that would just be insane.
What was the recent nerfs he got? He got more cooldown, and then he got
he lost an armor.
X-Mark cooldown increased. And what was the other one? His level 20 talent, I believe, the 25 strength got nerfed to 20.
To 20.
There's a couple small patches for himself, and they actually go for something completely different.
Abaddon has been, obviously he's banned right now, but he's been one of the more standout players in the online games that we've seen.
Yeah.
So you're going to look for replacements that do like about the same perhaps as an Abaddon can.
Yeah,
is Centaur one of those?
Legion Commander is one of those, like having a strong dispel. And I love the opening from Team Liquid. A lot of control, a lot of stuns in general, and the way to control a team fight also Lion does well against the Shadow Demon illusions, especially if they decide to go for something like Luna, which they actually like. But I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Has to be Kunkka there. It's also just, it's like with the SD versus the Centaur, it's like everything makes sense. Your versus burst damage, Rum is amazing, it fits, and it's
X-Mark against Stampede is not that effective as well.
Yeah, definitely solid for them there.
A lot of lockdown, a lot more than we saw in like the minor major qualifier. Like these 4 heroes already have more lockdown. A lot of teams are just drafting like these no stuns, no nothing. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna draft an Omni Knight.
Chen Oracle opener.
Yeah,
and
Chen
then
Oracle, Chen Omni. You have no lockdown here. It's just straight on. We're gonna run at you.
Yep. And here, of course, we're gonna see, like we mentioned, that OD because of the Kunkka, be able to mess up the combos. Lane's also really strong too.
So do you just,
solid.
If you're NiP, do you just ban heroes that are good versus Kunkka, or do you, I mean, they banned OD already, but do you ban another hero, or do you go a different way?
He doesn't have that many bad matchups. Even if he does, he can just X-Mark TP back and he's good.
Yeah.
Go clear the jungle, doesn't matter.
What was one of the worst matchups I actually saw from him? I saw the Slark. I remember when Slark like destroyed him, but then the Kunkka killed the Slark afterwards or something.
Yeah.
That was a TI, I'm pretty sure.
It was.
Or it was like before TI. It was one of those, but.
And you have to have a Slark player middle, right? That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Like Chris Luck obviously was a god at it. We've seen Gunnar play it a little lower, but yeah. You used to play middle, right, Fog?
Yeah, not
Would
Slark.
you ever
Yeah,
play
back in
Slark middle?
2011.
Back like 8 years ago.
Slark wasn't even out yet.
I actually don't think he was. No, I think they just maybe added him a little bit after that. Razor's the other
Razor's
one. That's
the
a
good
really
one,
good
yeah.
ban. So they're trying to make sure. So this is those two bans tell me that's if it wasn't already expected, it's Gunnar mid with the Kunkka. Even though that's like 99%. It just wants to save
In
it.
the qualifiers, we saw some Kunkka being played
did.
on the off lane as well.
I mean, Demon Slayers throughout this tournament, they play Old White plays it, not their middle, as the off lane.
As the off
So
lane,
he plays
okay.
the off lane, yeah.
And they actually banned out the Slark themselves.
They don't want to get run out. That's like if you have a Kunkka Slark and you have a good start.
I also like when I see Centaur. Actually, one of the other things is the S.
The double edge.
Slark and Slark Undying, and then like oh no, not that one. I meant like Slark Undying versus Centaur if they wanted to go for something later on. But
We played that lane, Fog.
we did. It owns.
It owns first couple of minutes, then we lost the game.
That was probably on us.
This is double hex, double finger, though.
Yes,
This is already great.
This is a great
Quadro edge, as we like to call it.
quadra edge.
Who do you think's the 5 and who's the 4 out of Grim line?
I think you
Peter
want,
plays a lot of line, right?
like you want Lion with the Blink Dagger, right?
Normally.
Or
Well, that's
will
Liquid.
that be, will Centaur
Oh, it's
be?
Liquid, sorry.
Yeah, so that's
My bad.
Insania's likely
It's Insane.
playing the Grim.
Yeah, he loves
90%
Grim.
Yeah.
Grim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good call.
I think
not
that's-
me,
I think
Sheeper.
it's way better if Grimstroke is 5, then Lion gets the item and can position himself way better.
Grim naturally gets items. Like you have GPM talent, you have a nuke. You're gonna be wave clearing. Lion is gonna have to go around like getting it out of zone. So Grimstroke can buy wards easily. So yeah, I like Grim. He's a hero, fun hero. More disable, more control coming into play for Liquid.
It's just a lot of fighting. Like
Yeah.
on both, I'm curious about this third pave. It'll be the same if like maybe they go in a different direction. Like let's give Skeeter not a PL here, but let's set up for like a hard carry instead of this like 25-minute death ball we've been seeing.
Yeah.
I just like the level 10 GPM talent for Grimstroke.
Yep. That 90.
It's just
So nice.
so value. When you're position 5 and all of a sudden you got money. It's like, what? Marana.
Still gonna go for the combos, so they're
Yep.
really relying on like the SD setups, but they do have double, right? They have the X as well as the SD to set up for the Marana, so it's pretty nice, good burst damage.
And you have someone who can creep clear now. Obviously, Shadow even could, but Biver, he plays a lot of Mirana, and he gets real farmed. He usually is more farmed than Universe when they play Mirana, so
Yeah.
probably takes over the lane.
Does he still? It's still the mech build, right? Or have we seen people like
Mirana?
We've seen some brown boots Ags, but for the most part, it's like the Guardian.
It really
Still the-
depends.
Yeah.
If you need Spirit Vessel, you can buy it.
That too.
Yeah.
Or Staff.
I saw a couple urns. Most of the mechs though. Most of the
Yeah.
mech at least still.
I think so.
And also Marana, like even though Marana's kind of gotten nerfed, I feel like she's also gotten like these like shadow kind of buffs because sentries keep getting nerfed and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? So Moonlight Shadow gets better and better.
I would love to see something that goes through Juggernaut's spin. Something like a Beastmaster, maybe even bring back the Enigma.
Well, I got a question. You said the Mirana, but you said the arrow nerf kind of hurt it, right? A decent amount, the
You
travel
feel the
time
slow.
or whatever?
You feel how slow the arrow is now. It's very easy to dodge. It's much easier.
You kind of have to arrow from trees or from fog.
You have to.
Yeah.
It messes up your timing too if you're not used to it. It's
true.
Like the disruption into arrow used to be like, oh, just boom. Now it's like, eh.
slow.
It's it's like, oh god, he popped out a disruption and arrow's not, you know, it
That's
shouldn't
true.
happen here, but
We can force staff Gyro's rocket, but we can't force staff Mirana's arrow. That needs to be fixed.
That'd be sick. I mean, it's true.
imagine that. I got this dodge. Wait, what?
Double force to have a 5-second arrow.
So you asked for the piercing disable versus the jug.
That's it. It's
That
really
is it.
hard to play jug into axe. Like, you need to itemize correctly, have any kind of status resistance, lifesteal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna die to blade mail.
And it's a Universe Classic, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Now that we've seen NiP play the qualifiers, they've been more and more just giving Universe comfort heroes. Like, he even played some Darkseer. They're just giving him the old heroes you know him on.
I'm liking what we have potential for in this game, just because I'm seeing a lot of fighting. Like the cooldowns. What's our longest cooldown? Omni Slash?
Yeah.
I think, right? Stampede, Omni Slash, Finger?
Yeah.
Finger, probably, yeah.
Finger, I guess, yeah. Those are the long ones. So besides that, it should be a lot of battling coming in.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't even need to finger. If you have the double hex, you're going to be already able to fight.
I do think they are missing a little. I mean, obviously you have the finger, but versus Kunkka, burst damage always feels so nice. And like, even a Juggernaut Omni Slash, if they're boated, it does not do very much damage.
Yeah, that was the only reason I was a little curious about the jug. I know it works really well with Lion, the lane is, or with Grimstroke, the lane is super strong. You have your, V combo with Inkswell with spin. But yeah, versus the Kunkka, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
What is, because right now we're still on the side of Liquid looking for a mid player, right? What's CORSAIR going to play against that Kunkka with everything else already banned out? And if you're talking about Nuke, it might be too squishy, but because you got a Jug and a Centaur, maybe Lina is not a bad plan?
Yeah, in the qualifiers, we've seen
Saw
a lot of
Lina.
Lina.
How's Storm? Has Storm been?
10 seconds remaining.
Storm is okay. Against Axe,
Axe Shadow Demon. I think it's
A little
rough.
Yeah.
Seconds
I just think
remaining.
quite fun. I still go back to Storm Spirit, even though I know they love it with their like Crystal Maiden more than anything. But
I love to have Storm Spirit with one saving hero, and they have none.
that's fair. I like that.
The Void ban, as we are still missing the position 1 for NiP.
Yeah. Void would be perfect. It gives you the setup, more setup for the arrows, more setup for the rum. It gives you team fight.
You'll be seeing a lot of Void this term, I think. I know the NA teams, they were first picking it. It's different, because the Ogre is ignored in NA, but the Void is like first pick. So, and this is, as you said, it's the first land, so we're gonna see like the divide between who is correct.
You know what I'm happy to see too?
Who?
There's no Legion Commander in the openers that I've been seeing on all these online tournaments. Even though I know teams are really liking it, and for like the press the attack, it's just like, I'm not seeing it entirely just yet, so.
You're not the fan of it.
Not sure. I like the hero. I've been picking it for a while because like everything else gets nerfed except for Legion Commander always, but like, it just feels a little weird.
Fog, trust me, double bracer on any off-lane hero, you can't die.
Dude, on any
Especially
hero.
on
Any hero.
Commander, plus
Bracers.
the magic wand.
Bracers are the dream, still.
5 seconds.
Dude, it's crazy. They've been the dream since Dota 1. People like, even fives are going double bracer now.
Oh!
The Skeeter.
So that gives them push power, because right now they had no way to take objectives. They had good team fight, but that gives them full objective taking in.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love Howl, personally.
Yes.
I think Howl is a very underrated spell on Lycan at the moment.
They need some
more
clear,
shove, more
maybe.
lane shove.
Yeah. What about Queen of Pain? I mean, they have a lot of control, so whatever they pick doesn't sound that great against Axe, Shadow Demon, Kunkka's X Mark.
I feel like with this Grim Jug, honestly, I'm going with Shiver. I think the Lina, you get the double Laguna, you will just play so much quicker than the Radiant side with something like a Lina. I guess you will rotate a little bit less than like a Quap, but if you just want to battle, I like it.
You're squishy with no save, but
I mean, you're
maybe, yeah.
But isn't that everyone Quap?
yeah, and
Like,
they all feel that way.
yeah.
And you can get more farm on your Centaur than Axe, perhaps. But it is going to be a
DK.
tanky one. They do want to go for the sustain of the Dragon Knight.
So this gives them, they got double disables. This gives them a scaling core as well. So instead of like something like a Quap or something that, sure, we know the Quaps can't scale. People have been saying that a lot lately. It's like because of the Shadow Strike and everything. This one is a full scale core, and it's a hard lockdown for Lycan. You have a hard stun on this hero now.
It feels like whoever wins this laning phase is going to win this at 25. With the last two picks, right, at DK, you're pushing the base. A Lycan, you're pushing the base. Like, the laning phase is very important, and I feel Liquid probably does have the better laning phase. They have a lot of stunts and slows.
And they could snowball, right? DK with Jug healing ward, like they could just...
Uphill at 20 minutes.
I love this Dragon Knight pickup. They have a hero who can't die during the Axis call because there's no burst damage on NiP, and they have a double stun, plus they have AoE to clear the Lycan's Wolves and the Necrobook.
It's good. All right, I'm needing to hear from you who you think is going to take this. And okay, you guys kind of already said the why as well.
Yeah.
I'm going NiP, though. I already said the
You
why
are?
for Liquid, but I think if if this Axe has a good game, you know, he probably is easiest. Go cut creeps. They don't have the best heroes to deal with that, obviously, with Shadow Demon, but if he cuts creeps and this Lycan gets farmed by 15 minutes, I think they will push towers even quicker than the DK and Jug, and I think they'll win the laning phase.
All right.
I think I'm gonna stick with Liquid still here. I like the draft. The last pick for me, I was thinking in my head like Troll, DK, and a couple of these like semi carries. So I'm gonna stick with them.
I'm gonna go with Liquid. Grant, sorry about that one.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, their team fight seems ways. I mean, against the boat, maybe not that stronger, but they have enough sustain with the healing ward and 2 cores, which are really hard to kill.
Liquid for me as well. But as you guys are saying, we're going to keep our eyes out for the Axe.
Axe is the big one.
How does he do on the lane? How does Liquid do on the laning stage? Very important this game. We're going to find out what is going to happen during the laning phase and during the further stages of the game, as it is time for the game. So let's head over to the commentary duo of Moxie and Lizard.
All right, thank you so much, Shiver. And we're excited to be here. Lizard, we got a great game today. I love the opening that they just had too. Everybody looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Definitely, and when it comes to these 2 drafts, they don't look like it's way too much fun involved, to be honest. Like, we have these 2 drafts with so much tankiness. Like, it's crazy. On one side, you have this Axe, you have this Kunkka. Like, just look at this mid lane, Kunkka versus Dragonite. Like, you don't even have to watch that lane. Like, no one's killing anyone there.
Which is good, though, because I feel like Kunkka is super, super strong right now. I've got a friend who can't play him at all and just totally dominated with that here.
One of the reasons why Dragonite has been picked here, obviously, it fits their lineup very well. It's a well-rounded lineup for Team Liquid, but at the same time, it's a hero that can deal with Kunkka. Like, you can stay on that lane without any worries. Arrow.
Oh, they get the hit, but they don't have quite enough damage. They will just chunk away a little bit over here at Boxy.
Yeah, they're actually giving him some retaliate stacks as well.
That is true.
That Centaur is one happy little camper right now.
All part of the plan. Mid lane, like we said, it's just going to be Huifa and Gunnar just slapping each other. Not going to see probably too much action unless we get any sort of rotation, and even then, it's still going to be pretty hard to take both of these guys down.
We'll pretty much see the similar builds as well, both of them going for those bracers that Lacoste mentioned. It's not only on the offlaners that you can get the bracers, you can also take them on some mid laners, such as Kunkka and Dragonite, obviously.
Bottom lane, taking a little bit of damage here. Taiga, those wolves, they really do a lot of...
Wolves, you also have that Basilisk on the Mirana there. Oh, a forgotten bounty rune taken by Taiga.
GG, forgetting the runes. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best lane to look at. Let's see if the arrow is there now. Mirana is just pulling instead. It's kind of hard to go on Jug here. You can disrupt him, but he can spin out of it. You have to have that arrow perfectly on top of the disruption, which can be a little bit trickier right now as that arrow has been changed. And basically, like, you can still set it up, but if you haven't played Mirana the last, let's say, a week or so, like, you can mess it up too.
That arrow timing is definitely a lot more... I don't want to say it's more difficult, but it definitely, like they said, like Fox said, it's awkward. But bottom lane, you know, if you can be out of sight, this should be a first blood, I think, no?
Nah, look at them just running to help their teammate. Like, both of them just disregarding the creeps. Let's go. Let's help this line out. We don't want anyone to die here to the disruption and arrow.
That's too funny, because we were watching earlier on, and they kept, you know, showing Taiga, and we're like, he's so precious. Look at him. He's just got that baby face. Protect Taiga, guys.
Oh, certainly does. What's happening on the mid lane? 12 CS for Kunkka, 9 for DK, pretty even so far. But this is the action-packed lane. This bottom lane is where the action will happen, definitely.
Yeah, the top lane feels like what we call the gentleman's agreement, where it's like, all right, you're going to get farm, I'm going to get farm, and we'll see who can do the most with it once we get that 6. And now they're set up over here. Arrow's going to get thrown out. Getting the spin, they'll turn back around, slow down Peter. Can they get this? This should be the first blood now. One more hit will do the trick, and that's going to go to Mickey.
I just love the way they played that. The disruption into the arrow, completely blocked by Mickey. He just spins in front of the arrow, eats it. It doesn't stun him, obviously, as he's immune to the stun. And then they go on to the Shadow Demon with the Inkswell. But by the way, Inkswell on the Juggernaut is a scary thing in the laning stage. You spin, you still have that Inkswell on you, affecting PPD, and then it stuns him out. Let's see if they can do it again.
Another setup, not going to be able to go and block that arrow this time around. Decent amount of damage getting thrown out onto Insania. Should be able to walk away here.
Still though, I have to say that NiP, they're doing a really good job on this lane so far, even though they fed that first blood, as Lycan is farming. And the problem for this lane is, like, you don't have this...
Oh, the Mirana, the spin is on. Looks like they're not going to hard commit on this right now. I'll just push Mickey back. Another disruption. Here comes the arrow, and that's going to land right on target. That's another kill coming out here for the side of NiP.
What an action-packed lane. Like, this is how you have to play it if you're NiP. You have to keep them low. You have to keep them at around 50% so that you can finish them off after that arrow lands, as that's your only real disable there. Like, disruption is obviously used for the setup, and Lycan, he doesn't really offer a whole lot in these team fights early on. He just offers damage, and that's it. But in 1 minute, things might change as nighttime starts and Lycan is much stronger. You can even think about rotating somewhere else and leaving him on a dual lane here.
Might even want to put some pressure on that top lane. And again, you can see Universe and Boxy duking it out a little bit. I did like, if you notice, one of those camps was blocked up with a sentry from the side of Liquid. And I think that's very smart, because you know that Axe is going to try to just keep jungling over there, try to pull the creeps.
You actually have to do that. And I'm surprised that...
Ooh, it's a good time. Can we get a couple spins here?
Unlucky.
Bottom lane again. It's like Mickey. He's taking a lot of right-click damage here, though.
I like how
scary.
I like how he started as well. Boots into Chainmail. That Chainmail is so good on the offlane as you can buy it. Still one of the last remaining items that you can buy in that side shop.
There anymore. It's
that
awful.
side shop has been abandoned. They should close it up. Just close the shop, go home. Like, there's nothing there that's valuable.
It's like those malls that you see. Oh, they were trying to get Insania here. And this is kind of scary for me. Like, I like seeing Insania on heroes that provide some sort of a save or heal, especially, you know, thinking about his Oracle. This hero, not quite the same capabilities. You know, you have the Inkswell kind of that helps out, but
doesn't have really any built-in saves. But you do get a lot of gold playing Grimstroke, and that's good because you have that 90 GPM talent. You also just farm very well with your stroke. So because of that, you can invest in some Glimmer Cape or something similar. You'll have that gold to invest into the saving items. And Insania really plays a mean Grimstroke. By the way, 5th minute mark, 4 bounty runes taken for NiP. A pretty decent win for them.
I would definitely say so.
Also, speaking about these blocked camps, I'm surprised they didn't block the hard camp. That Universe didn't do that with his Axe. Usually, if you're creep skipping as Axe and you're playing one-on-one, you want to block that hard camp so that the enemy core can't really abuse it. But it looks like Universe is the one that's farming it at the moment, so all's good.
I'm so excited to see Universe back on a professional team. I missed him in the scene for sure. Very excited to see what he can do with this Axe. Another setup here down in the bottom lane. Mickey getting into position. Oh, he doesn't manage to get the spin off in time. He can't afford to get taken down here. Nice stun coming out from Taiga. Is it going to be enough though? Can they keep Mickey alive? He had the Inkswell. They'll turn it back around. Can they get the kill on Lycan? No! It's going to be Mickey who goes down first, then Skeeter who gets out. Taiga now bottom here trying to run away from these wolves. Needs to get out a little bit faster though, as they found their prey and they're going to keep on biting away at Insania before returning to
Beyond the grave, he gets 2 kills with those wolves, so it's still worth it for him. But I need to say, like, you're watching that action. He messed up a little bit with Jug. He moved into the arrow, but he didn't spin because he did not realize that he's actually there yet. He thought that he has to get a little bit up front. He eats that arrow, but when Lycan got to him, Lycan regened so much. They tried to turn on him with the spin and with the Inkswell. They thought, all right, this Lycan is dead. But no, that Lycan has a headdress, Ring of Health, and it's nighttime. So much regen. Like, he was just not being hurt there at all.
That was very, very close. So very nicely done, though, knowing your limitations on the side of NiP.
Now he has that Dominator to work with as well. And I remember Panel talking of... Arrow.
Bottom lane again. Goes for the stomp. Doesn't connect here. Another kill coming out for this Lycan.
Boxy had to rotate here, because at this point you're not stronger any longer. Like, during the daytime, during the daylight, you can pressure this Lycan, but once the night falls, he gets that Dominator, you just have to abandon ship. You have to go somewhere else.
Radiant's middle
Did you see,
tower
there's a
is
big
under
stack
attack.
over there on the side of
Radiant structures are
NiP too.
Yeah, you have your axe, you have the Kunkka as well that are able to clear it, so
That's great. That's absolutely great.
Stampede.
Stampede's gonna get used bottom lane. Oh, it looks
Oh.
like they managed to get Skeeter.
That's
They'll take
one
him out.
big centaur. Plus, what's wrong with Retaliate besides that it gives you like 300 damage 8 minutes in? Just a casual spell, right?
Ooh, top lane. Looks like Universe might be in for some trouble. There's gonna be Inkswell. The spin comes out. And looks like Mickey having to back out a little bit, using up one of those healing styles. In comes Peter. He's trying to provide some backup, pushes Taiga back.
Radiant's bottom tower
Listen,
is under
if
attack.
you give offlaners one-on-one to free farm for the first... Let's just see if Taiga is going to fall here.
I don't know, that arrow came dangerously close to Mickey though on the top lane.
Has sticks.
Is under attack.
He's fine. If you give these offlaners a free time for 8 minutes, you're not killing them after, just don't try. You're a level 3 lion. You're not doing anything.
Oh,
in this
Mickey
act.
walks right into the arrow. He doesn't realize that everybody's waiting on top of the steps for him. And Universe getting himself a kill.
Yeah, Mickey is having a really rough time at the moment. Like on that offlane, all right, he pressured the Lycan a little bit, but definitely it's NiP in full control of this match at the moment.
Who's scarier right now? Is the Centaur scarier or the Axe?
I'd say the Centaur for now. He contributes to his team a little bit more. You have the Stampede to work with. He can push on his own, and that's a little bit better for your team as you have that, exactly, case in point. Use that Retaliate, tank the tower as well. You have the Vanguard. You pretty much cannot die at this point. So just take one tier 1, then pressure the tier 2, force them to go to the Radiant jungle, and perhaps alleviate the pain that Taiga is feeling right now as he's been pressured hard.
Look at this army up top. You've got your wolves, you've got the Hill Troll Priest. Got everything. Or that's a summoner, right? Priest is the other one. You managed to take that middle line tower, though.
It's the Summoner. Death and
That is
Snare
the
is really
Summoner,
good. Yeah,
okay.
Death and Snare is really good in this game too, the web.
Oh, they took bottom tower. Okay. Koifa, spotted out by Peter. Gonna open up with that disruption. And there's gonna be a nice torrent connecting. They'll be able to get the call off. Boats coming through. So the 3-on-1. And there's gonna be some support being thrown out from Insania. They almost get the kill on Koifa. They don't quite have that Inkswell coming in handy here.
The Soul Catcher wore off as well, so he gets some more HP there and he runs away. Beaver, however, is not as lucky as his leap charges ran out. He ran out short and he dies to the Centaur.
Gotta watch this carefully.
Overall, though, it's about this Lycan, and when he starts pressuring, he has the Dominator, he's moving into the Necro. I'm actually interested in seeing what he's going to build afterwards. I've seen a lot of players in pubs recently on a high MMR just go for that axe. It allows you to scale so fast, it's crazy. You feed a lot of gold, but you become this snowball machine so fast that you just take high ground. But you can also do that with a couple of Necro books too.
They spot a Lycan down here, and although looks like Skeeter is going to just go into the wolf form, try to run himself out. He's so fast, even hexed up.
Did you see the way he was farming? That's just so careful of him and so well played. He's on the low ground with his hero while the creeps are farming the high ground. So he's breaking the smoke on his own. Usually for that play to happen, you need to have a support next to you, and he eats the gank. He's the feeding position 5, right? But in this situation, he's replaced the position 5. You don't really need Peter anymore. Just move him to coach. Let him chill.
So this is pretty big right now. We did just get the Blink Dagger picked up for this axe. So you can bet that they're going to be trying to find themselves some kind of a gank here. And it looks like they've got their eyes on the bottom. That's just a hard target, though. Like, Boxy is a big boy.
I think they can take him down, but what worries me, he's so close to the tier 1. This might backfire.
Good, they're going to open up with that X-Boat combo. Jump forward, coming out from Universe, showing off the Blink, but they'll be able to go get the Soulbind off. Then there's the double finger. They just don't have enough damage. So Boxy trying to run himself out here. Taiga sitting dangerously low, hiding over into the tree line. Universe searching for him, decides to back off. Again, there is that tier 1 up here in the bottom lane for Liquid. The Torrent connects. Are they going to go for it? Yeah, Universe, he wants it. He goes in and gets that dunk.
I think if he just ran to the tower,
We're still going. We're not done yet. Battle Hunger thrown out on Boxy plus the X.
There's a healing ward. They're not taking this bad boy down. Taiga, he might die. He might fall with his lion, but you're not taking down the Centaur. Overall, it's such a difficult kill. These offlaners, like, after 12 minutes, it's like they used everything on him, but at the same time, that both connected. So the ROM was affecting Gunnar and the Shadow Demon, and that double finger did absolutely nothing in the fight. Okay, phase boots, 13 minutes in. That's a rough spot to be in.
You don't sound pleased about that.
He's at the end of the pack when it comes to cores, the poorest core in the game right now, just above Mirana. Not really feeling great, and when you're playing Jug, you really want to be in front. The good thing, however, for him is his healing ward benefits his team quite a lot. So
we saw that in that fight.
Exactly. So at least he contributes a little bit, I suppose, but he's not really in the place where he'd like to be. Level 7 only, not great.
Oh, they smoked underneath the ward. They didn't realize it. You can tell now they've got to be very, very careful. They're making their way over. Arrow. Not going to quite connect here. There's a jump forward, though, coming out from Universe. Followed up by the Soulbind. They'll be able to go take down Taiga. Can they get Koifa, though, as they keep chasing after here? They will eventually split off. They'll find the kill on Insania. The X-Marks comes out. They've got the Moonlight Shadow online. Koifa trying to run himself out. He is tanky, though. And they seem to just be trying to ignore Boxy as much as possible, but they're very split right now. Gunnar has to be a little bit careful. The jump forward again coming out from Universe. Manages to go and grab himself a Centaur. The rest of the team doesn't feel quite so sure about this. They did place down a sentry. They can see them here. Starfall comes out. Disruption, maybe a little bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, he had no mana, but he had sticks. But it didn't matter because the cooldown was there for the arrow too. And they do defend the tier 1. They lose a couple of lives in the process, but I think this is a good play by Liquid overall, as they just stall the game a little bit further. They need to buy time. They need to wait it out, weather out the storm at the moment, because they can't be the ones pressuring, even though they would like to do it with such a draft. The laning stage didn't go well for them, and because of that, they're just waiting for the items of the Jug to come online. After that, perhaps you can fight. More importantly, you also need levels. That Omni Slash is doing absolutely nothing in these fights. He didn't even use it because it won't affect anything. Like, you have Wolves, you have this summons from the Lycan, obviously, you have disrupted illusions popping out. Axe, like, you're not going to hurt him, so they just need to wait.
You can tell they're really strongly protecting their mid tower too on the side of Liquid. So they took a really nice fight there, but unfortunately, they're actually getting objectives, and that's kind of what you want to have happen every time that you take a team fight, is you want to try to, find something else off of it. Although top tower is going down right now.
He's been at it for quite a long time now.
They have. Arrow, do we have it? Nope, not quite yet. The leap forward, though. Nice stun coming out from Taiga.
He actually had no spin. Maybe they didn't know that. Maybe the arrow was on cooldown.
Yeah, it's possible they didn't know.
Yeah, because he did not have that spin there. They could have connected with the arrow. Would they have killed him? I'm not so certain, but they definitely had a better choice.
The TP coming in, it is Koifa. They'll lose the tower, though. Oh, the jump forward coming out from Universe as he drags him back into the rest of the team, into the arrow. Beautifully done. Soulbind is going to fall out, though, and they'll be able to follow up with a big old boat, and they'll take down Koifa. Are they going to be able to grab themselves anyone else? Universe he's thinking about. He's got the battle hunger down over on Taiga. Looks like they're going to try to rotate now on Mickey.
It just feels like it's so much easier for NiP to play with.
Oh, Universe! We'll have to use the Stampede, get Mickey out.
That's no TP. He has to go to the side shop to buy it.
Oh, it looks like Taiga got a kill on Peter while we were chasing down here.
Beaver also rotates, but overall, when you look at these two drafts, it's so much easier for NiP to play right now. Everything you have to do, like, if you're Liquid, you have to react to this. You have to itemize properly versus NiP. You have to, like, pick your fights. You have to get a couple of pickoffs. If you're NiP, just go. That's pretty much it.
Well, that's the best Dota, right? Yeah. The best Dota is the easiest Dota to execute, and right now, especially, they picked up the Radiance now on Kunkka.
Like, all their items are a little bit quicker. You see Koifa, he has 3,000 gold. He's nowhere near that Radiance right now, while it's already completed on the Kunkka. So they're just one step ahead on the NiP team, and that's because their laning stage was easier, and their draft is just simpler to execute.
Well, I think that's what Grant was saying on the panel, right? Grant was saying that
he's just there because it's NA. Like, that's all. Like,
wow, shots
NA
fired.
Boys, NA boys. Let's
what
go.
do you talk about my NA boys?
Oh, the call is there.
Beautiful by Universe. Manages to grab 2 of them here. Gonna miss that stomp. In comes Peter. And so we'll connect, though, onto Universe. And Sania, I have a feeling he's not long for this world, especially with the rest of the team invading the jungle like that.
This should be the tier 2 on the mid lane, or they should force them back, because if you look at Liquid, they're just instantly rotating towards the bottom forest, towards the Radiant Woods. Like all three of them. Insania got attacked and they just started moving away. They just realized that it's not their fight to have, like they have to move out.
Unfortunately for the side of NiP, they didn't have that creep wave quite up just yet, so they have to wait for it to arise so they can go for that
They're
tower.
pushing out, they're perhaps trying that Centaur on the mid lane, who's a little bit hard to get, but...
Looks like they might have got him here, Lizard. Maybe the Tauren coming through after the arrow. Soulbind is thrown out, but it really doesn't do much of anything when you can't follow it up.
Roche or tier 2 mid,
That's
for
tier
sure.
2, and maybe you can go and grab that Roche. I don't know. What are they thinking?
Well, they're moving suspiciously towards Roshan, but Skitter
But
is still around mid. Yeah.
Not with the Lycan.
Yeah, he's like,
They
nah.
need their creeps, though. They don't have them just yet.
A lot of wasted time here, though.
Not the most efficient. Oh, bottom lane. Universe jumping forward, although there is Taiga nearby. That Blade Mail, though, is doing quite the number on Mickey. Run, Mickey. Get out of there. Get that healing word, Universe. He finds it. Taiga will be able to protect him a little bit more.
Then again, I wonder if it was the right decision by Skitter to use the Necros and go on the tier 2, as that Roshan was definitely an option for them. Centaur is dead, he's still dead. They would have gotten Roche. And if you take Roche, who's stopping you from taking tier 2 as well? Like, they can't fight you, you have ages. So, like, when it comes to these objectives, I always value Roche more. And you could see that the four of them did move towards Roche, while Lycan moved towards tier 2. But I think they're in full control anyway.
Oh, Mickey. The Lycan comes in, does manage to get the Omni Slash off. He's not dead quite yet, but there's a whole army just tanking those slashes. They'll find a kill on Peter. Can they follow up with more? And there it is. There's the jump forward coming out from Universe. He is and now in no man's land, though. He needs some friends to help him get him out, but Dragon Tail will connect, and that should be a dead Universe. Arrow comes through. Are they going to go back in on this? Do they have... I don't think you go back in on that, your ninjas.
3 versus 4, like, you just...
Oh, Boxy, thinking about it.
Skitter also had no wolf form there, you just had to back out. But Boxy, nah. Do you really go for the Centaur? I don't think so.
Gunner's just memeing over there.
Just messing with him a little bit. They did kill that Jug, but that Jug, he's already dead. Like how much deader can he get? You already killed him so many times. Like in the laning stage, you prevented him from farming. He's like the poorest core still. Like, how much did you get from that kill? I guess you slow down his farm a little bit further, and you just show dominance. That's what's important, you know? You have to demonstrate that you cannot farm, Jug. You mustn't even leave high ground.
It's all about those mind games, proving who's the alpha here. Do you have the Radiance picked up, though, now for the side of Liquid?
There's Radiance on Koiqua, there's also Maelstrom on Jug, so he will dish out a little bit of damage, I suppose. He might kill a Wolf or two.
He's not there yet.
But not the big bad Wolf, though.
Look at this pack in that pit. They're just ripping away. A nice double damage rune on Gunner. They should take this Roshan very quickly. And they didn't even need to get a pick off for it.
Yeah, they're just way too difficult. It's just way too difficult for Liquid to fight with them. This Roche falls on 20-minute mark, and BKB is queued up by Kunkka. I believe they will wait out a couple of these items before they go high ground. They can also just stroll towards the bottom lane and take these two towers that are left remaining on the low ground.
Well, they have some really nice vision, too, going on in the Dire Woods there. So they know that they're going to be farming either their jungle or the triangle. In fact, that's where you see most of the cores just spending when they're trying to catch up, right? It's just hanging out in their triangle. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a smoke, Mirana play, something to try to play some more pressure down on Mickey.
Yeah, so you go down here in the Radiant Woods, so you take down the tier 1, you ward around their secret shop as well. That's usually what you play. You just have to get them out. You just have to flush them away from your woods so that they can't pressure that tier 2 any longer. But so far, Centaur is doing a good job. He's hiding in the woods, that he pops out. Boxy, that is, he pops out, he cleans a wave, which just pushes into the tier 2, and someone has to go back down there to outpush it all the time. It's either Universe on his axe, or right now it's Mirana out pushing. So strategically, Liquid, they're still in the game, they're keeping themselves there, but NiP, they're in full control. And Liquid, they can't afford themselves to make any mistakes at the moment.
Now, I have a question for you, because now that we've got this triangle over here for Dire, does that place a higher value now on that tier 1 in the bottom? Because I know in the past, like people say, oh, you know,
It's the same.
the opposing ones, it doesn't mean that much, but it does provide a way for you to get in if necessary.
Like
you have Shrine too, but...
Basically, you have to realize that you cannot shut the team down completely. Oh.
Bottom lane again, waiting patiently. If they take down Boxy here, this is going to be really nice. In fact, they don't even bother with the call. They know he's stunned up for quite a while.
Surprised Universe didn't dunk that Centaur, but all right.
It's not necessary.
Not necessary. I mean, of course it's necessary. It feels so good.
It does. That is probably one of the most satisfying things in Dota when you dunk someone like that. That and like a really good Echo Slam, right?
Echo, yeah. Not as
especially with the new like what is it, the Starfall set or whatever?
with the Arcana,
Yeah,
right?
with the Arcana. It's
It feels good.
awesome every single time.
I'm sad it's not as strong as it used to be, but there you go.
Courier.
That's what he was saying.
And the
before.
X coming out here. They're going to try to get the kill onto Insania. Boat connects. Need a little bit more damage. That arrow, though, right at the last second. He's going to burn to death.
He just moved back into it. You know, some players, they're like magnets for arrows. It's like something in your mind. It makes you move back into it. Like he just likes arrows. That's what it is.
No, he's just used to the old timing. He figured, oh, I'm going to be fine if I duck right now. Top lane again. They're trying, or sorry, mid lane, trying to get the jump over here onto Koifa. Not going to be able to land the arrow.
Yeah, if you remember that BKB.
The damage coming out, the jump forward coming out from Universe too. As that blade mail up, it doesn't even matter. He's stunned up.
He just died under his tier 3. And now Boxy as well.
Boxy's got to use the Stampede to run out. He can't afford this damage here.
Oh man, if your Centaur is falling that easily,
scary.
you bought back your Dragonite, but he doesn't have ulti. Can you even fight this?
Oh, arrow into Torrent. Taiga's going to be stunned up a little while here. Boat coming through. Will landing one more hit. And
he's going to be more than stunned. He's going to be sent to the fountain.
He did, absolutely. Nice soulbind getting thrown out here. Boxy jumping forward, manages to find Universe. Universe, he's going to tank a lot of that damage. Is going to get taken down by Mickey, and now it looks like NiP going to have to retreat. They no longer have Universe. They don't want to take this fight, but you know what's in that bottom river right now that they're going to find?
That's the double damage, but PPD might destroy it as...
I think you wait patiently. You see if anybody comes out, you get a disruption.
That's
you
a
can
good
see Gunnar
play.
making his way over. Ooh! Kingswell, there's going to be
the
Dragon
force.
form before Steph comes out. Still going to be able to land that stun. X getting thrown again. The rest of the team, they're chasing after Gunnar. They want to make him pay for that rune here.
I'm not so certain you want to dive under this shrine. At best, what you do is you take down PPD and you go for the bounties.
Can they get him, though, is the question, because that's a beautiful torrent. Gonna drop right on top of Mickey. He can't afford to get taken down. Again, they have the double damage. Then the BKB, they take him out. Boxy now trying to run himself away from Gunnar. Doesn't manage to get the stomp. Still getting chased by Biver. They need some more backup here. And again, he is very, very tanky. Manages to blink out in time. It was supposed to be a quick pick-off on PPD, but instead they end up losing their jug again.
You're in such a sad spot when you're chasing a Shadow Demon and you lose your position 1. That's a pretty rough spot to be in if you're Liquid, but yeah, they had to take that chance. At least they got a couple of bounties, that's something, but they're definitely losing this game hard.
That's a consolation prize at this
It's
point.
such a consolation prize.
Bottom shrine has fallen.
I gotta say, these arrows have been really on point.
Yeah, it's not like they're lacking setup for the arrows, but it's not like he's been using these setups all the time as well.
Yeah, he's found some really good openings. And then, of course, Universe is just, his timing is so good. What I'd come to expect from him, seeing from him playing, especially like back in the Faceless Void days. Remember those days?
Yep.
That feels like a million years ago.
Definitely makes me think and feel old. Thank you,
You're a
Moxie.
baby. You are an infant child. My sweet summer child. You don't know what it means to be old. Bottom tower. Gonna get some pressure placed down here. I don't think they want to try to defend this at this time. I think you're gonna hold high ground.
Can you even hold high ground? That's the question.
That is
like,
a
you
big question.
In that last fight on the high ground, you lost your Dragonite. He bought back. You lost Lion. You used everything that you had, and you only took down Universe. He created a universe of space in that team.
Nice.
No, I'll show myself out.
Get out of here, Weeb. Anyway.
Weeb?
You like Dragon Ball Z? You like Dragon Ball Z? That's an anime. You're a weeb.
That's not an anime.
That's definitely an anime.
DBZ is gachi and it's manly. I love DBZ.
They do have that axe picked up now for the Lycan, so I'm excited to see how this plays out. I don't know if they're even going to have enough time to really show it off, right? Like,
yeah,
it feels like this game's going to end in the next
I don't feel like
couple
that
minutes.
agonist is necessary at all in this kind of a game. I think it's all right, but it's not necessary. I think getting that AC earlier would be better for them, but Kunkka can get it too.
These are such slow-looking wolves, though, right?
Yeah. 3 wolves on each lane feels good. The Aghanims on the Lycan, what it allows you to do is just farm so fast.
I mean, he's already farming quite fast.
And he's already in full control of this match, that's the thing. Like, once Lycan gets that axe, you can expect 5 minutes of farm, and then suddenly he's 6-slotted. That's why this item is actually good. Like, I know not too many players love it at the moment, it's not really the most popular item, but I think we might see a rise when it comes to the pickups of Aghanims on Lycan.
Well, if they start playing it in these matches like this and it's successful, I think we'll definitely see a rise.
I mean, in a match like this one, he could have bought a Dagon and it would still work. Still, game is not over yet. Only one side down, only 1 Rags down, actually, Liquid.
They are 10k behind, though, which is definitely not a comfortable spot to be in if you're Team Liquid.
I mean, Team Liquid, just a few months back when they were still playing under Alliance, they would be 40k ahead and they couldn't close up games, so 10k...
Wow, wow, that's some shade, Lizard.
Nah, I mean, everyone knows it. That's what they were known for.
Yeah.
But they improved on it.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. Ooh.
Oh, that blink. That's the movement speed nerf to the arrow.
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about.
You can see it coming if you're not hiding over there. It looks like we're going to stop, take a little bit of a breather. We've got a Desolator queued up for the Lycan.
Yeah, the AC is completed on Kunkka, so that makes a lot of sense. Next item for Lycan is Desolator. One of the good facts, one of the good things why this Aghanims is good on Lycan is you can basically use it, right? You can buy the recipe, use the Aghanims, infuse it, and because of that, it opens up another item slot. So.
How many double damages has Gunnar gotten today?
Every single one so far. 100% double damage rate.
There has been so many of them. He's got another one bottled up, say, for a rainy day or for taking high ground.
Also moving towards the Halberd, which will help versus the Chug versus the DK.
Oh, the jump forward again, Universe. Looks like he found himself Nikke. This is not good. Does have the healing ward up, and in comes Insania. They'll get a Finger of Death off. Oh, nice save, though, coming out from Peter. We'll be able to keep Universe alive just a little bit longer. Not long enough, though, unfortunately, as he is going to buy back. He wants to be a part of this. Now BKB's popped over on Koifa and Boxy. Boxy, he's looking, trying to get over there fast enough. Has Skeeter in his sights. They want it. There's going to be the boat thrown out, though. Triple kill for Gunnar as he's able to take down Insania. Taiga also buying back. That's 3 buybacks on the side of Liquid. We're waiting patiently here. Koifa turns back around, runs right into Gunnar. He's pretty tanky, though. Nikke puts out a decent chunk of damage with the Force Staff, moving him up to the high ground. Jump in again from Universe. Ultra kill for Gunnar. And he's not even done yet. He wants more. That Blink Dagger, it's on cooldown, but there's going to be a beautiful arrow with that X, the Rampage coming out from Gunnar. And it looks like they're not even done yet. There's a kill for Universe, giving out kills everywhere. The GG gets called. NiP taking game number 1.
Gaben was giving Gunnar double damage after double damage until he delivered with the Rampage and closed this game out in such a cool fashion. Man, NiP, they're quite fresh when it comes, like, yeah, Universe and PPD, they have played before. Skitter and Beaver, they have played before. But this is a new fresh stack, and I didn't really expect such a strong performance from them. Not as, like, convincing as this.
So what about our NA boys now, huh? What do you got to say about that, Lizard?
They have 2 EUs there. There's
true.
Beaver and Skitter.
That's true. They are. They did a very good performance, both of them, especially those arrows coming out from Beaver. Those were really on target. So excellent job coming out from them.
Yeah, Lycan low-key MVP for me this game, definitely. As he was pushing all the time, creating a lot of space. Gunnar showed up when it was necessary, protecting his PPD there.
Protecting his PPD.
Yeah, protecting his PPD, pushing, getting a Rampage. Pretty good boats all around. Yeah, solid performance by NiP.
Excellent. I'm sure Alliance is going to take some time. They're going to come back fresh with a good attitude and hopefully give us another game so we can go all 3 games. But we are going to take a short break, guys, and when we come back, we'll have more Dota 2.